to KACHAI. Today with us is Ismail, Dhakaba, Kigongo. Welcome, Ismail.
Thank you, Safra.
You have a degree in economics and another in mass communication, and yet you're a sports analyst. Do these three complement each other in any way?
They do. Somehow, sport is business. Economics enables you to analyze what business is. So the brand of journalism I do goes beyond telling the results and telling the story. But also too is that my attraction towards journalism came much later after the economics. I'll probably forgive the poor career guidance I had. Probably if I knew how much I love journalism, I should have started with that. But then I started with economics, and much later I realized, okay, I do a good job as a journalist, so I started working. Then I started to study journalism.
Who for you is Uganda's best journalist?
Wow. I hope no journalist is watching this one because most of them are my friends in one way or the other. I'll pick, let me say three. One has got to be Charles Onyangobo. He's a columnist with Daily Monitor, and he's currently based in Nairobi. I think growing up as a child and following media trends, I started reading him at a very, very young age, and he can write in so many genres. He can write hard news, and he could write satire. The other one has got to be one of my bosses, Daniel Kalinachi. Before I joined Daily Monitor, he had written, I think he joined Daily Monitor back in 1996. So he's been there now for 21 years. I've been to the archives, and he's one of the few journalists that I know who has written across the newspaper, from page 1 to page 5, to entertainment, to business, to sport. He's written in every section of the newspaper throughout those 21 years. I think there are not many journalists as complete as that. I've not even had that chance to do that. The other one amongst current journalists that I know is Solomon Serwanja. He's currently a news anchor at NBS. He has all the skills, the all-rounded journalist, because most journalists today, I think, would struggle to do a bit of everything.
So you mentioned your best journalist. Now, can you mention who you think is the best sports person?
Joseph Kableto. He has so much self-confidence and the arrogance to excel. He's very bold and extremely arrogant. I think it's the first thing you'll notice if you spoke to him. He writes, when he used to write a column for New Vision, the way he told the story or the way he wrote his opinion would make you want to read his article more than twice. And that is not an attribute you can attribute to so many other journalists. One of my favorites has got to be Stephen Omon. He's a basketball player. He's been playing in the league for close to 18 years. In a country where sport is still largely amateur, it's very hard to find someone who has inspiration, who has the work ethic to play and work out for 18 years in the same discipline. Of course, he's been lucky with the injuries, because injuries would affect a sport as physical as basketball. But Omonya has transcended that. And even at his age, which should be now 40, he's still very competitive against most of the younger players.
Now, Ismail, what is your guiding philosophy in life?
My guiding philosophy is normally, when you fail, don't stop trying. Personally, I've failed so many times. I've never stopped trying. I don't know. I'm not the most hardworking person. I'm not the most focused person. I always end up offside on many occasions, but I never stop. When you fail, probably forget that and go into something else.
Work with Daily Monitor, Radio 1, NTV, Kabozi Radio. How do you juggle the three?
Normally, the things I do will lead into the other. What I've written for newspaper as a report of what I've seen is from that I'll create an opinion of what I'll give on radio and television. So they're a bit of a chain. One link goes into the other, so it's not very difficult by the way.
So as a young married man who travels a lot, how do you keep the ladies at bay?
The best part is that sport does not have a lot of lady fans. Yeah, but No, I'm a very guarded person. Eh? I'm very private, very private. I don't even know how many people have ever seen my wife beyond my close friends. If we met and we interacted and your first sentence was about rugby, I'll keep it at that. Because with people who don't know you that well, who know what you do in the job, when you get to meet them, the expectations of you are very high. It's until they get to learn the person you are that they start to lower the expectations of you. So I think with the women, I'm very guarded.
You should keep it that way. Okay, which Ugandan player for you has the greatest personality?
It's something I like about everyone. There are those that are nice and grounded and all and have all this humility. Then there are those with this arrogance of David Obua, and he's my friend. And I like him because he's arrogant. Currently, there's a basketball player who is very good, Ben Komaket. He's the definition of humble. He's so unassuming of how good he is. It's amazing. The other one has got to be Tony Maweje. We grew up in the same neighborhood. I know how hard he's worked to get there. His work ethic is obscene and amazing. For him to get into the school team in his senior 3 and to get onto the national team in his senior 5, there's been a lot of hard work that has gone on with him. So to see where he's got, I understand his story very well, and that's why he's one of those that I like very much.
You've traveled with national teams of different sports. Which of these was the most fun trip for you?
The most fun trip is traveling with rugby players. There is so much testosterone in those guys. It's amazing. They're crazy. They play a crazy sport that many people say it's a sport of hooligans played by gentlemen. Because when you meet them off a pitch, they are doctors, they are engineers, they are lawyers. They have all this well-grounded corporate education. Yet they play a sport that can border on violence. So they are very free with what they do. I remember one day we were in Nakuru for a tournament. The team was preparing for the Commonwealth Games qualifier several years ago. I think it should have been in 2013. And the players gave themselves a day to strip naked. And I was there at the hotel. And they're supposed to strip at the same time. So they count 1, 2, 3, and then one of them strips and the others don't. So up to this day, it's a joke at rugby club, but it's only us who were there who are supposed to know the player and the entire story. But they are crazy. So they are crazy. Off match day, they when it's not the game, they do several things beyond staying at the hotel and that. Yeah, rugby players are quite something.
How do you think we can improve journalism in Uganda, and specifically sports journalism?
We need to get to a point where we realize that everyone has to do some kind of training, whether on the job or in school. Because I believe to be a priest, you must be ordained. You don't wake up today and become a priest. A journalist is an ordained priest in the trade. And that would improve greatly, because one of the biggest challenges of journalism today is objectivity. Everyone walks in with a kind of bias. I'll probably become an entertainment journalist tomorrow. By the time I walk into a newsroom, I've already decided I don't like Bebe Cool. So I got to cover his concert and come back with an extremely biased story because I didn't like him right from the onset. So objectivity is one thing we struggle with, and this is something you can only learn within the job. You can learn to balance the two sides. The major thing that sports journalism in Uganda would improve is to accord Ugandan sport more time. Because I've always argued with fellow journalists that even if I said something about Ronaldo, Manchester United or Arsenal today or didn't, it doesn't affect Manchester United at all. But if I said something about Heathens, Villa, Vipers, Woodball, or tennis, it improves them. First of all, with their esteem, then with their sponsors. Because this is the environment that we are going to live, unless we choose to leave Uganda tomorrow. But we are going to live here. The Ugandan sportsmen are the ones who affect what happens in the Ugandan economy. So I think it's one, sports journalism according more time to Ugandan sport is very important. Then a bit of the knowledge. If I know something about Spanish football today, why don't I know something about motocross tomorrow? It won't hurt. So I think it's about the thirst for knowledge has got to go on. You've got to want to know something every single day. It's only you'll improve in sport, and there's something happening.
Now lastly, Ismail, which is better for you, the English Premier League or the Spanish La Liga?
You'll have the marketing and the television pictures in England, and then the craziness of the fans and the appetite of the players on the pitch and the manner in which they throw their bodies on the line. But then I also love the poetry and the artistic nature and the technical nature of Spanish football. I love the German Bundesliga for the number of fans in the stadiums, the flags, and the number of goals scored. I love the recklessness of the French league because most of the players there are very young, so they play with a bit of recklessness. They are trying so much things in terms of their skills and everything. I like the Italian Serie A because the game is scripted in lines, X's and O's. Everyone wants to play in a particular pattern. So I love my buffet.
Ismail, it was lovely having you. I think everyone now knows where to go if they need anything to do with sports.
I'll be glad to know.
Thank you.